Case has been a very strange case. There are so many twists and turns to this. It almost seems like she's doing this purposely. It's hard to tell. Is she miserable? Is she upset? Is she moving out of the United States? It's a very strange case. And for it to go on this long and the LAPD not to be able to solve or have any clues raises a lot of questions about what's really going on. She voluntarily disappeared because she had problems. And the issue with her dad. Why did her father commit suicide? What was the real reason behind that? So now she's in Mexico and she's part of a marriage or an arranged marriage. He's supposedly gonna cut a deal with this guy. He's her boyfriend or not. And it's not clear if she's gonna be paid for this or if this is just a setup. And now this person has scammed her. Another twist to this.
Breaking news, authorities now say this is not the first time Hannah has tried to disappear from her family. Take a listen.
Other law enforcement sources have told me that this is not the first disappearance incident involving Hannah Kobayashi. They said there were at least one other before this that didn't happen in California. They're still looking into how they might have affected what happened here.
This is the image of Hannah that authorities have released of her purchasing her ticket to Mexico using her passport with cash. The attorney representing Hannah's family has now spoken out regarding her case. Take a listen.
I disagree with the LAPD, and I work with the LAPD all the time, and their conclusion that she's not in danger. We don't know that. They saw her allegedly crossing the border about 2 weeks ago. We don't know what's happened to her since then. And so what's ahead for us is that obviously me and my investigative team have just stepped into the case, and we're not going to give up on. Yes, we're going to be deploying colleagues down there to help us continue the search for her down there.
And what if she doesn't want to be found?
Well, I think that needs to be confirmed with her, but the family's concerned about her well-being, so at least she needs to be located.
To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. I'll keep you guys updated. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
Hannah Kobayashi's family have confirmed they're exploring the possibility she may have been caught up in a green card marriage scam. Kobayashi was apparently scammed out of the proceeds of an immigration scheme, according to LA Mag, possibly concocted by her ex, who left Hawaii with Hannah and landed at LAX with plans to catch a connecting flight to New York. It's reported Kobayashi's new husband, Alan Kakash, and his own girlfriend, Mariana, were also on the flight with Kobayashi's ex. The scam was said to be uncovered by Hannah's mother, but in a statement from the family lawyer, she said they didn't have the facts or necessary documents to verify the alleged marriage.
I have an update on the Hannah Kobayashi case, and it's going to blow your mind. I had to take a full pause when I first learned this because you could not have made this shit up. Let's get right into it. For those of you that don't know, Hannah Kobayashi is a 30-year-old girl from Maui that's been missing. She was supposed to get a connecting flight from LAX to JFK. She missed that flight and she's been missing ever since. 2 weeks into the search for Hannah Kobayashi, her estranged father, Ryan, commits suicide by jumping off of the garage adjacent to the LAX airport. So here is where we finally are. There's now video surveillance from the LAPD that Hannah Kobayashi was spotted crossing the border into Mexico. This information was provided by US Border Patrol. LAPD has also announced that they are no longer investigating this. So this makes sense to some level, but my question is, does Hannah Kobayashi know that her father committed suicide? Does she care? She obviously has not reached back out to her family. She was seen traveling alone, so therefore LAPD has no reason to believe that she is under any sort of stress or being coerced into leaving the country. They have no reason to believe that she's in danger. And of course, they have since stopped any sort of investigation as she's an adult woman who can travel wherever she pleases. The story just continues to blow my mind because although to some level this makes sense, I find it extremely sad that Hannah either does not know about her father's passing because that's how off grid she's gone, or she simply just doesn't care. What do you guys think?
Now, in a stunning development, police say Hannah Kobayashi was never missing at all.
Kobayashi expressed the desire to step away from modern connectivity.
The 31-year-old woman left Maui in early November traveling to New York, but she left LAX and disappeared onto the warm streets of Los Angeles. Police say new surveillance footage captured her leaving.
She traveled through the MTA. She then made it to Union Station. At Union Station, she used her passport and cash to purchase a ticket to get to the border.
We reviewed video surveillance from U.S. Customs and Border Protection which clearly shows Kobayashi crossing the United States border on foot into Mexico.
Los Angeles police had been working the missing person report for weeks, but they say new evidence shows no crime was committed.
To anybody considering doing this, think about the people that are
3 days after Hannah Kobayashi missed her connecting flight in LAX, she was spotted on CCTV with an unidentified person. Cops told people they'd tracked the man down, and he told them Kobayashi was coherent and normal, but came across as a free spirit as she spoke about her personal life and love life. The two reportedly ate dinner together, and both slept in a waiting area before Kobayashi woke up, grabbed her belongings, and left. Investigators say Hannah knowingly departed the airport and changed her status to voluntarily missing as they halt their search.
The mysterious man who spent a day with Hannah Kobayashi told the police. Hannah voluntarily went to Mexico after spending the night with him. He said they first met around 9 p.m. on November 11th, when she was about to leave the airport. He told the police that she was looking for a route to the train station at the time, and the man called Hannah a free soul. He told the police that she looked normal and not afraid. They spent about 9 hours together, spending the night together at Union Station. When they woke up in the morning, Hannah was nowhere to be found. He also told the police that Hannah discussed her life and plans in Maui, including plans to visit Redwood Grove in New York. The Los Angeles Police Department has questioned the mysterious man twice and determined that he is a credible witness. According to reports, Hannah may have been involved in a marriage scam where she and her ex-boyfriend were both involved in exchange for money. They helped an Argentine couple obtain visas to reside in the United States, and Hannah was scammed out of all her money. The authorities stated that they have not found any evidence of Hannah's criminal activity or foul behavior. As for why she went to Mexico, it is still under investigation.
So many twists and turns. Brrr. Many of you have been following the story of Hannah Kobayashi, the Hawaii woman who has gone voluntarily missing. Her mother and sister allege that something nefarious has happened and that it's very out of character for her to ghost her family. She was supposed to go to New York City to visit her aunt. That never happened. The police in Los Angeles say that they have reviewed security camera footage that showed her buying a bus ticket to Mexico and crossing the border on foot and alone. Her cell phone has not pinged because she left it behind at LAX. Sadly, while searching for her, her dad took his own life. Extra sad if he did that and she's still with us. If he took that extreme measure thinking that she was gone, and she's not, but now he is. Additionally, her mother and sister both in interviews have stated that she does not have a history of mental illness or substance abuse. But LAPD has shared with the public that her social media posts prior to her voluntarily vanishing shared sentiments about detaching from the modern world. And even worse, according to NBC LA, Hannah Kobayashi has done this before. She has gone MIA previously. And neither her mother, nor her sister, nor her aunt has spoken about that publicly. NBC LA could be wrong, but I don't know if I believe everything we're told or not told by her family. Additionally, as I shared with you all earlier this week, there are also reports that prior to her going to Mexico, she was involved in a visa scam, getting paid to marry this guy from Argentina. And that would explain her text messages to loved ones about not having her money, that she was scammed out of her money that she got for being involved in a scam. Well, now her case is no longer active in Los Angeles after it's been determined that she's in Mexico and there not under any duress. And the LAPD is speaking on the record not just about their investigation, but about her 9 hours with this mystery man in Los Angeles. LAPD reiterates that this man nor Hannah are suspects in any crime. She met him at the airport. They made their way down to Los Angeles downtown. They walked around. They were at Union Station together. And the LAPD has interviewed this guy twice. They have determined that he is a credible witness and have gotten a lot of video evidence of him and her together that corroborates what he told them. And because this guy is not a suspect for anything, his identity is not being revealed to the public. Lieutenant Doug Oldfield tells People magazine, quote, "For a while, he was the last person to have seen her when we didn't know where she was," talking about this mystery man. So, he adds, "We did have to spend a few days on this to ensure that nothing bad happened." Lieutenant Oldfield says investigators were able to track the man down only days after Hannah was first reported missing, and in the course of their work subsequently confirmed his story about their time spent together. Detective Omar Franco was also interviewed by People magazine and spoke to them about Hannah's disappearance. Oldfield says, quote, "I would say with this case, there were days and days where there's as many reasons that something could have gone totally wrong as there were reasons that everything was okay. So that's where we kind of live, in that middle. And that's where we'd have to keep moving on what facts we can get, what video we can get, and just move on to what the next fact will lead us to." As officials learned more, their view on the man's relationship with Kobayashi changed. Oldfield says, quote, "We have this gentleman. We have them walking on video. We're looking. Hey, does this person seem like she's in distress? What does she look like? We see a lot of smiling. We see smiling from the guy. There's another video where she passes by two police officers and has a chance maybe to say, 'Help, help,' if anything's wrong." So from here, we're able to then get a better idea of who this guy was, and we identified him. The man first met Kobayashi at LAX's train stop and struck up a conversation around 9 p.m. on November 11th as she was leaving the airport. Oldfield says, quote, "We haven't spoken to her, but from what we gather is that she was looking to understand how to get to Union Station and that he was going to assist her getting there." Detective Franco says for the amount of time they spent together, he pretty much was an ear to listen. She just spoke and talked about her life in Maui, her personal life, her love life, and so forth. And he just listened to her. He was probably trying to get in her pants. The unnamed man described Kobayashi as a free spirit, but said she seemed coherent and normal. She didn't seem scared. She said to the man that she wanted to go see the redwoods and also mentioned plans to be in New York, which we know that didn't happen. And here's yet another very interesting piece of new information. Police think that Hannah actually did attempt to rebook her flight to New York, but didn't because the rebooking fee was too high. Once Kobayashi and the unnamed man got to Union Station, they spent several more hours there together and ate dinner. They went to sleep in a waiting area, as some travelers sometimes do. And then when Kobayashi got up by herself after sleeping, she gathered her luggage and walked off on her own. These things we were able to corroborate, says Officer Oldfield. Detective Franco is making a public plea to Hannah, as others have as well. He and the LAPD really want to hear from her, saying, quote, "We're all just, everyone else is very invested in this now, and just what her thought process through all this was, and what her end game or goal was." And Detective Oldfield says, "We don't have her side of the story. We may never." Although I would imagine that her mom and sister are probably going to be heading down to Mexico to continue the search for her there. Thoughts on all these new details? Let me know in the comment section.
Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Now it's been reported that there is a feud in the family of missing Hannah Kobayashi, and the feud is between her sister Sydney and her aunt regarding television appearances, media appearances, and the GoFundMe that people have contributed to for her father's funeral and also missing Hannah. So let's get into these reports, and if you're new here, my name is Louise, you're welcome to my channel. Make sure you give me a follow and save this video if you're interested in cases, investigations and things of that nature. So the feud has erupted between Sydney, who is Hannah's sister, and her aunt Larry Pigeon. And Sydney is saying that Larry doesn't speak for the family and is not a spokesperson at all. Sydney was also quoted as saying it's really unfortunate when you have to question family. The fact that she's gone rogue and wants to disconnect from our effort, that's on her. However, Hannah's aunt has now fired back. She's saying that Sydney is throwing her under the bus because she just wants to be the centre of attention and she wants all the limelight of the TV interviews. Her aunt's saying they want to be the face, they want to be the whole thing. It's really sad. Now let me know where you stand with this. Are you on Hannah's sister's side, or are you agreeing with the aunt that you feel that Hannah's family are trying to, you know, just be in the limelight too much, or really they're just using the media to try and find out where their sister has gone to? As you may recall, reports have said that she has voluntarily entered Mexico, but maybe they're using the TV as a way to connect to her, as they still think there could be some foul play involved, even though authorities have said this is not the case. Now there's also the small matter of the GoFundMe, which I touched on previously. If you recall, funds in the GoFundMe currently sit at $50,000, and it's in two separate funds, one to help look for Hannah and one to help the family after her father's death. Now a lot of people have commented on the one looking for Hannah that the money should actually be returned or refunded, because if, as authorities have said, Hannah voluntarily travelled to Mexico and is, you know, there by her own free will and free volition, then surely that money doesn't serve the purpose. However, GoFundMe have said that the fundraisers have not violated the company's terms of service, and Hannah's aunt has also come out and said that there is major tension over what happens next after authorities have declared that Hannah voluntarily entered Mexico. And Hannah's aunt is still planning on traveling to Mexico to try and find her niece. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Is this feud really necessary? Do you think that Hannah's family are just in the limelight for attention? Or really, if they suspect foul play, they're using the media and the TV to try and locate Hannah? But then, if Hannah did enter Mexico voluntarily, maybe she just doesn't want to be found. She's of age, and maybe she's just wanting her own time. But then, as her sister suspects, there's a reason why she hasn't reached out to the family. Let me know what you think below. Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Now, could there be another twist in the case for missing Hannah Kobayashi? It seems so, after reports have alleged that she is involved in green card scams. Yes, marriage fraud. So let's get into it. And if you've been following this case, make sure you drop me a follow and let me know what you think about missing Hannah's whereabouts down below. But let me show you what's been reported so far with regards to this green card scam issues. Now, her mother reportedly suggested that her daughter Hannah may have been scammed out of money through this green card scheme. And the FBI are now reportedly joining an ongoing investigation following her mother's discovery of a possible secret marriage for financial gain. Now, it's reported that Hannah was allegedly scammed out of the proceeds of a purported immigration scheme, possibly concocted by her former partner who left Maui in Hawaii with Kobayashi and landed at LAX with plans to catch a connecting flight to New York. Now, Kobayashi was reportedly on the plane with her new husband, Alan Kakase, an Argentinian man whose own girlfriend Mariana was also on the flight with Kobayashi's ex, such sources told the magazine. Now, this visa scam was uncovered by Hannah's own mother, Brandy Yee, after she discovered some documents in her daughter's home that listed an immigration attorney. The family's Los Angeles attorney, Sarah Azari, has released a statement on social media addressing these concerns and clarifies that the family have not verified the marriage or photos of the marriage which are posted by her alleged groom on his social media that have since been removed. She says, on behalf of the family, we want to stress that the family has not publicly announced any information regarding an alleged marriage because we did not have the facts or the necessary documents to verify the legitimacy of this information. And her family's GoFundMe campaign, which raised nearly $48,000 for search efforts and her father's funeral. And if you pause 1 second, you remember that her father actually unalived himself because of this whole search and he couldn't take his daughter missing. And that is so sad when you think about what could possibly be happening, and especially if she just traveled to Mexico. That is so sad. Like, couldn't she have reached out to her father if there's nothing else dangerous that's happened to her? She went there by her own free will. Now, her GoFundMe, the GoFundMe that was set up by the family, has drawn backlash as donors have demanded refunds amid revelations of her voluntary departure to Mexico. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments with regards to this ever-changing story. I feel like every day there's something new regarding Hannah Kobayashi, and this new development today is the alleged green card scheme that has been reported and that she was part of. And again, the family are wanting people to know that they're going to continue looking for her in Mexico. And the police, as I reported yesterday, day before, the police and authorities and investigators have said that she's voluntarily traveled to Mexico, and they do not believe that there's any coercion or ill will with regards to that. So let me know in the comments what you think. I do believe that there is going to be more twists and turns with this story because something does not sound right, and there's just different things that keep coming out. But as I said, let me know where you stand with regards to Hannah, and if you think that she did actually just go to Mexico just to be by herself and have some space. But then if she did that, my only question is, why couldn't she reach out to her family? Or is she involved in something more sinister? Let me know your thoughts below.
Okay, you guys. This one has a lot of twists and turns in it. And it's getting confusing because she left Maui last month, and then she got stuck at LAX, and then her ex-boyfriend went on to New York, right? So she wandered the grove, charged her phone, and all this crazy stuff. And now it's coming out that this unidentified man hung out with this girl, damn near all night. And so he's saying he hung out with her. She's a cool person. There's nothing wrong with her. She's fine. So, in the wake of finding this person and doing a lot of digging, the police found him because I guess they found it on the LAX surveillance camera. So they're basically saying now that this girl is not a missing person. She voluntarily went herself. And in all the mix of this, they're saying that she was involved in a marriage scam or she's secretly married. You guys saw it in the video. And it's just crazy because you can see on the CCTV that this woman walked right into Mexico by herself. And what the crazy part was, she left her phone. She left her phone at LAX. Yo, if you were going to go right into Mexico, yo, you just should have just went straight into New York and then left your phone at LAX if you wanted to do that. Since you had all these plans, you guys, I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay? I just found it strange. But like they say, she wants to get away from technology of the modern day. And I guess she wanted to disappear because she's been disappearing her whole damn life. And this is nothing new. Now, the dad died right around or before Thanksgiving. They said he offed himself by LAX by jumping off one of those garages, that cars park into. So that's a mystery of its own. What did he know to make him jump off like that? And then there's a feud between the sisters. I think they're his sisters or they're the mom's sisters. We don't know. The aunties are having a feud over $57,000. And then her sister and the aunt, they're feuding too. But it's not over money. I guess it's over appearances. Look, this whole thing is a mess. So now it's giving she staged vibes. She just wants to disappear vibes. All types of vibes that the police are saying, okay, now it's voluntarily. Let's close the case. But who knows? We're just going to keep an update on this weird, bizarre case. And I want to know the other twist that's coming. Maybe there's no other twist. Maybe this is the last. Who knows? But we just have to stay tuned. And I will keep you guys updated if you're interested. If you're not interested, then hell, just watch anyway. You guys have a great day, YouTube. Oh, and please write your comments in the comment section below. And thank you guys for watching my videos. Have a great day, YouTube.